the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket treadless, the bomb busting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land under the fray, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in name, the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save, this land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, traitors that star-spangled banner, yeah, wave for the land of the free, and the
This is Rio of Madison Rising, and you're watching Maxspeedtv.
Let's go. I was born to kill it. I was meant to win. I am down and willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, now it didn't happen right away. When it get hot in the kitchen, you decide to stay. That's how it winners made. Stick a fork in the hater on my dinner plate. I walk into the fire like it's just a bit of flames. I switch my style up, watch the money pile up. I'ma get rich or die trying, want me switch lanes. I'm always getting better, I'ma be on 5th place. On this one, then 4th on the next. 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 4th, with the best. She showing love, give me all the raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, knock, let me in. Huff and blow the house down. Raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, knock, let me in. Huff and blow the house down. I do it for the love, they perform for the checks, and I still get more. They be bored by the rest. Had to put the work in, wasn't born in success. See the storm, it affects the performance. But I dance in the rain and the thunder, the drums, and I'll keep going hard. I won't stop till I'm done. From the bottom to the top, I'm the one. I can drop in a month, I'll be back at the top. Raw
Welcome back, race fans. Saturday night, unlimited butt kicker series right here on Maxspeedtv. Steve Lane up in the booth. Glad everybody is tuning in tonight. Big shout out to our race sponsor tonight, who's actually not here, but he is watching, Mr. Stephen Luttrell. Stephen, thank you, buddy, for a sponsor tonight's the Washboard 250. And I know why he named it that, because this is a bumpy road Daytona. The old 08 Daytona track, the worst track in iRacing, in my opinion, but you know what they say. Anyways, guys, we're going to have a fun night tonight. The next to the last race of the regular season, as we are winding it down. These drivers are hungry to get into the playoffs, and it will start here in a couple of weeks. But we'll go ahead and get our standings brought up here. Right now, Anthony English with 4 wins on the season. Vicente Guerrero with the win, as well as Lynn McNeese, Andy Brigante, Everett Lane, James Maier, our last week's winner. Now, Gabe Butler is leading the overall points right now in that top spot. He is 142 points above that cut line. Oh, Steve Hoppin unable to race tonight. Sorry about that, Steve, but glad you're tuning in, buddy. Stephen Miles right now, though, is right there at 117 above the cut. Rick Seabrand's 110 points above the cut line. Adam Kilday at plus 71. And I got to fix that because nobody could see that. Jimmy Reynolds, let me see where. We're going to go ahead and hide the SDK right now. But Jimmy Reynolds right now at plus 50. Andrew Zonto at plus 50. Dana Shepard at plus 49. Chris Jordan at plus 5. Doug Johnson plus 4. Rick Sanchez, he is just above the cut line at plus 2. Bubba Winningham right there onto the bubble at minus 2. Mark Mann at minus 16. Nick Wing at minus 31. And Stuart Broderick at a minus 33. Well, looking at last week's results here, folks, James Maier was your winner last week at iRacing Superspeedway. Mr. Greer there in a second. Dana Shepard in a third. Mark Mann in a fourth. And let me see if he is out here tonight so I can get his first name. But I do not see him. Nope, I do not see him out there in a chat or in the session. But in 5th place of last week was Rick Seabrands. We're going to look at the most points for the last 3 races here with Gabe Butler with 127, Anthony English with 125, Stephen Miles with 121, Rick Seabrands at 117, and Andrew Zonto at 111. But we'll get our SDK back up here. We're going to go ahead and get our race information up here again. We are at 08 Daytona. We got 73-degree air temp, 87% humidity, overcast skies, a lot of wind out there tonight, which could cause some problems at 14 mile an hour. Track temperature right now at 92 degrees. Of course, this is almost a 2.5 mile track, 2.48. Here at 08 Daytona, as we are getting close to being done with practice. About 35 seconds left of practice, and then we will get into qualifying. Again, we have a real tight field for this this playoff picture, guys. Again, we got one more race of the regular season, and then we will get into the playoffs. We got some big announcements coming next week. Not going to say much about it right now, but we will have some news before the race starts next week for the OP Saturday night. And we will just leave it at that as we are done with practice. As Anthony English, you can see him backing across the start-finish line. That's just Anthony being Anthony, guys. He likes to play around in practice quite a bit. Of course, we were talking about that before the race. You know, Anthony has been on a tear lately. As we get into qualifying, we'll get our qualifying tower up here. Got to give a special big shout out though to the Nerditudes guys for the overlays. These guys do a great job with the coding and everything that it takes to show you guys what's on the screen. So a big shout out to Dustin Logston, Peter DeBorgian, the guys over at Nerditudes for getting everything set up for me for the SDK. Now I see a guy out here that is going to be one of our new drivers, but I do know this guy, Joey Gattina, out there tonight racing it up with these guys. I don't see him in Discord, but he is out here racing tonight. We got some other new names that I don't recognize. I might have seen one of them before. Ernie Williams Jr. I'm seeing that name. As Anthony English is out on the track qualifying. Dwayne Corbett, Brandon Pfeiffer, Robert Hooligan, Adam Kilday, Everett Lane, Bubba Whittingham, Gabe Butler, Andrew Stacy, Rick Sanchez, Greg Holes. That's another new driver that I do not know. CJ Erdman out on track and Dana Shepard. I see Moose Pie out there waving. How are you doing tonight? And Daniel, you're all right. Don't sit around feeling alone. Watch Maxspeedtv at Bumpy Daytona. Again, we are excited to have everybody here. Scott Warren out here on the track tonight as well. The 918 of Joey Gattina. I was talking about him. I know him from a group of guys that I run with. There's Mike Taldo out there. Unfortunately, Mike had to work, so he could not join me up in the booth tonight. So, but he is tuning in. I kind of lost my train of thought for a second, which don't take much for me. It's kind of like, oh, squirrel, you know, type situation. But right now, Anthony English set the fastest time with a 51 of 40, and for some reason, none of my stuff is showing up. Let's see. Let's see here. Why this? Get this stuff up over here on my. Trying to get all my stuff set up. For some reason it wasn't showing everything that I needed it to show me on my control panel, but now I've got all of that up. Now Gabe Butler knocking off Anthony on that top spot. Scott Warren in a second. Anthony English setting third as we are less than a minute away from the end of qualifying. Anthony English, Robert Hooligan in fourth, Bubba Whittingham in fifth, Dwayne Corbett sixth, Adam Kilday in seventh, Rick Sanchez in eighth, Everett Lane setting in ninth, Dana Shepard 10th, Brandon Pfeiffer was in 11th. Payson Lindsay throwing down a decent time to get him into the top 10 starting position. Ernie Williams Jr. jumping up into fourth place. Well, it looks like Gabe Butler is going to be your pole sitter for tonight. we still got a few guys out here qualifying, so we'll see what happens, but it doesn't look like they're going to have enough time, so we're going to go ahead and bring Gabe Butler to the broadcast booth here. Gabe, Steve up the booth, man, good run here for the pole tonight. Of course, everybody knows how I feel about 08 Daytona. How is things feeling out there to you tonight with this car, the setup, and everything like that?
I mean, the setup seems fine, but the wind is pretty strong. It's like 15 miles an hour headwind in the backstretch, so I think it's going to cause some issues coming out of 3, entering 4. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. So
now, how is that? Just pushing the car around, slowing you guys down? Can you kind of give us an idea of what it feels like?
well, it feels like it's going to be pushing the car around in 3 and 4, and then if somebody's behind you and you're going at speed, and with the bumps, you can only imagine. So it's going to be one of those fingers crossed nights. I think I might bail and just go to the back and stay as far away from it as I can.
Play it safe. Now, of course, super speedways, we don't really worry too much about tires, but this is Daytona. It's a different racing surface. Are you thinking that tires may come into play here tonight too?
I mean, if it stays green, I think tires are going to be an issue. I think we're getting about 17 to 18 laps a run. So it's using the right sides pretty good. And at bumpy Daytona, you definitely need grip. So anywhere I can get rights, I'll take them. If I end up taking 4, I'll take 4. So we'll just see what happens. If it gets down to the end of the race, I'm not going to take any. But in the meantime, I'll take as many as I can get.
All right, brother. Well, it looks like you guys are gridding up. Good luck. Congratulations on the pole tonight, and hopefully we'll see you at the end of the race.
All right, Steve. Have a good broadcast, man.
Have a good race. All right, we'll get him back up to his team. We'll go ahead and get our Maxspeedtv starting your grid up here. Gabe Butler, your pole sitter. Scott Warren there in a second. On the second row, Anthony English, Ernie Williams. Starting third row, Robert Hooligan, Bubba Winningham. Row number 4 will be Dwayne Corbett, Adam Kilday. Row number 5, Payson Lindsay and Rick Sanchez. Row number 6, Everett Lane, Dana Shepard. Row number 7, Nick Wing, Brandon Pfeiffer. Row number 8, Greg Hulls, Andrew Stacy. Row number 9, CJ Urban, Joey Gattina. Row number 10, Stephen Miles, Vicente Guerrero. Row number 11 is going to be Andrew Zonto and Mark Mann. Row number 12, Chris Jordan, Andrew Schroeder. Row 13, Thomas Lockwood, Dan Harrington. Row 14, Douglas Johnson and Lynn McNeese. Row 15 will consist of Rick Seabrands and Nathan Ford. Unfortunately, it's not letting me show all of that, and I do have to get with Dustin Logston about that. I think there was something I needed to change on my SDK to get where it would show all of the rows, but we will get with him soon on that. And I'm looking back through the teams here. Still do not see a few of the guys Discord tonight as we come down the back stretch. Lights on the pace car are out. We'll dive off down to pit road. We'll get the qualifying off and get our tower back up where it's supposed to be. We're going to split that. Of course, big shout out to Chevy Land for the green Maxspeedtv green flag sponsor, as well as Buttkicker for sponsoring the league. Now, this will be the winner of the league of the regular or of the overall championship will receive a Buttkicker haptic system for their simulator. So Chevrolet green flags out, folks. Here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Here we go racing at 08 Daytona. And yes, that just choked me up. I don't like doing that. So far, a pretty good start by these guys. Gabe Butler going out to the front. Anthony English right there in second. Scott Warren falling back there in third. Gabe has decided to stay out in the front. Unfortunately, it looks like Greg Hull started on pit road. We are side by side racing back through the field. Back here, showing the 14th car, but that is actually the 918 of Joey Gattina. So you're going to see two 14s. You're going to have Vicente Guerrero running his normal 14 car, and then Joey Gattina in the Sim 500 14. Get going here. Gabe Butler still out front. Anthony English in second. Scott Warren third. Robert Hooligan in fourth. Ernie Williams Jr. back in fifth. Bubba Winningham in sixth. Lane Corbin seventh. Dana Shepard in eighth. Rick Sanchez in ninth. And Brandon Pfeiffer rounding out your top 10. Again, we are no stages, one fast repair, unlimited GWCs up to 15 attempts. So it's a limited, unlimited. So this is the Washboard 250, sponsored by our buddy Steve Trail, who is out there watching. He is watching some races. He says he's seen, I don't know, how many races have you seen so far? 3 races with 1 more to go, so Scott Warren trying to make a run to that outside with the 091 of Ernie Williams Jr. right behind him. Jake Butler maybe was looking to go to the outside or give it some air to Anthony to get him pulled off because he had a pretty decent lead. Scott Warren is getting pushed out to the front there, but just losing momentum going through the corner. As we come out of turn number 4, coming down through the trioval, that's going to get us back to the start and finish line. Gabe Butler going to need another lap. Scott Warren right there with him. Just looking back through the field, there's not a whole lot going on. Kind of single file. Start right here. Andrew Stacy, Payson Lindsay in the 99. It's supposed to be the 534. Nick Lee, 049. Is running the 20. Looked like a Tony Stewart throwback there. Vicente Guerrero there in the 14. Dan Harrington in 20th. Mark Mann just kind of cruising right here in the Batman car. Chris Jordan, Andrew Schroeder, Nathan Ford, Stephen Miles, Joey Gattina kind of falling back to the back behind Stephen Miles. Living East there in 27th. Rick Seabrand's 28th. Doug Johnson 29th. And then Greg Hull's showing the 963 to the 96 on the car. I was trying to see what he had on the back of his car. Oh, it's cookies. Okay. I was wondering what that was. Oh, he's running the old Chips Ahoy paint scheme. Steve Hoppin out there rooting on the 04, the 5, and the 8. Back up to the front though. Gabe Butler still out front. Guys being pretty patient. We do have 100 laps here tonight, so I don't see a lot. Ooh, the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. coming down close to the 44 of Anthony English. No contact, so he didn't slow it down too much. Bubba Winningham right there with them. Oh, the 915. Robert Hooligan doing a little bit of blinky blink. Well, I was hoping I got my sound settings right to where it wasn't blowing everybody's eardrums out. Wasn't a whole lot of guys out in practice to where I could get a good group of cars together. They come back across the start-finish line, lap number 8 in the book, starting on lap number 9 here. Dave Butler still out front with Anthony English, Scott Warren, and Ernie Williams Jr. Now Bubba Winningham right on the bumper of that old 91, trying to get that outside line to move and get going. Right there on the 76 car, Scott Warren. Got a little advantage coming on the straightaways, but again, you were talking about, you heard Gabe talking about that wind. We'll take a look and see if the winds calm down. We are still at 14 degrees, or 14 miles an hour, I should say. 14 mile an hour wind, so wind is fairly high tonight. We have completed the lap 9. I want to kind of go here on Gabe as we come down the backstretch. He says 3 and 4, you really start seeing that wind kind of kicking in. Of course, you see the bumps, see how much that car is kind of jumping around there, and what he has to do with the steering wheel. So he goes from 187 down to 179 coming out of turn 4. Again, that wind is playing havoc with these cars. Back up 2 speed, 190 mile an hour. Gonna lose a little bit in the corners, but not a whole lot. As you can still see, he is full throttle. He is not lifting. Looking at a chopper cam. Chopper trying to stay up with them. Kind of reminds me of the old Gone in 60 Seconds. This is a Ranger, not an Apache. Chopper's doing a pretty good job of keeping up with these guys up there in that high orbit. Grito. Well, I'll have to see about that. We'll see what he says. Right now, these guys are still out here. Gabe with a good run out on that inside line, getting way out front. Almost 1/10 of a second. Well, we'll have to see. I'll have to bring him up here. Guys, that's going to be hard to do because I do not see him in Discord. Without him being in Discord, I can't really interview him. But Hans Grito's got to be the one and only Josh Ball. Now that he said that, so only Josh would say something in YouTube chat. So. They said they was going to get about 17 to 18 laps on a run. Oh. Hey, anything I can do to help you out, brother, that's my job. Oh, man. I think he was talking about me calling him out. Well, you would only be in trouble if your boss watches Maxspeedtv, unless you are the boss, and then your employees will be wondering what you're doing. We got a little bit of green light action going on right back here, but it kind of calmed down. That was the 929 of Nathan Ford actually making a run coming around Stephen Miles. Of course, that was the 14, actually the 918. I know, Ginger. That's why I'm going to change mine just to Steve. Then there'll be two Steves, Steve Hop and Steve Lane. So I guess I could use my nickname, but I'm not going to use it on here. I know it. I know it. And our luck on iRacing is about the same. Start running good and wreck out for some reason. Most of the time it ain't our fault. Just get caught up and stuff. Well, here we go. Some green flag pit stops. Gabe Butler bringing them down pit road. That's Gabe Butler, Dana Shepard, Robert Hooligan, Scott Warren, Everett Lane, Stephen Miles, Joey Gattina, Vicente Guerrero. They're going to give Anthony English to the lead. You got Bubba Winningham right behind him in second. Rick Sanchez in third. Indigo Montoya. Anthony English look like we're going to watch him. I believe they're going to come down this time by. That's going to bring down him. Bubba Winningham, Ernie Williams Jr. We're watching this pit road. Oh, people check it up. Got cars going off into the grass. Daniel Harrington getting turned around. The 20. Got several guys kind of caught up in that mess. I think that was Nick Wing in the 049. It's supposed to be 049. Well, we'll see. We'll ask him that if he is able to get to a podium. Well, somehow Dan Harrington did jump up in the first. He is down on pit road. Chris Jordan coming out onto the track now. We got several guys that was caught up in that. Well, Ginger, the only thing that I can think of would be they're trying to get into the pits as fast as they can, and they're late. They're hard on the brake late, and that just that pulls them. I mean, these cars don't stop on a dime, so these guys really really hard on the brakes coming into pit road, and that just gets them all out of whack. But right now, Gabe Butler back in the lead. Everett Lane in second. Stephen Miles in third. Joey Katina up in 4th. Scott Warren in 5th. Well, there you go. Straight from the horse's mouth, so does, I guess you say straight from the Greedo's mouth. Well, these guys are just kind of following up single file here. Dan Harrington still down on pit road. Lynn McNeese going to be a lap down. He will be the first car a lap down. And I'm going to tell you, folks, I ran it Wednesday night, and once you go, if it stays green, once you go a lap down, it's so hard to get that lap back. You're hoping for caution, but if it doesn't come out, well, you're kind of stuck there. So. All right, buddy. I'll try to get with him. Like I said, I do not see him in Discord anymore, so we'll see what happens. Kind of looking back through the field. Andrew Zonto in 13th. Adam Kilday 14th. Andrew Stacy back here in 15th. Dana Shepard started in at 12. That he's fallen back at 2:24. Leaders are coming around him. That's going to put him a lap down. I'm not thinking he's got any damage to his car. I think he just came out of the pit lights. Oh! I don't know what that was, but we got a car that came up into Dana and got him up into the wall. Can't find my mouse. Doesn't look like he's got a little bit of scrapage right there, but that shouldn't have been enough to really hurt him too much. But I want to try to take a look to see who that was. That might have been the 54 of Brandon Pfeiffer. That kind of got up into Dana. Got him up into the wall maybe. I'm not sure. Dana is making his way back up to the pack. He is right there behind the 54 of Brandon Pfeiffer, so we'll see what happens here. Nathan Miles, though, he is out on the high side with the 076 of Scott Warren, the 091 of Ernie Williams Jr., the 99 of Payson Lindsay, down on the bottom line, the 88 of Dave Butler, the 24 of Everett Lane. That is the 14 7500, 918 of Joey Katina, and the 14 of Vicente Guerrero. 6 of Bubba Whittingham are right there as well as we're coming around. Looks like another lap car. I believe that was Wayne Corbin. Is that not Dwayne? Oh, it was the 78 of Chris Jordan. Dan Harrington is out of the race. He is down on pit road still. Looks like he is not going to come back out. We'll see what happens to Dan. Oh, the 9 getting pushed down to the apron. That's going to cause a big checkup. Bubba Whittingham trying to get it locked down, taps that inside wall, gets pushed down to pit road. He has got some major damage, it looks like. That left front wheel, unfortunately, he is crab walking down pit road. That was the 9 of Dwayne Corbett getting pushed down to that bottom. But we are still green. Bubba Winningham is making it to his pit box. Stephen Miles, though, is your leader. They're coming up on lap traffic. That is the 096. 963, I should say, of Greg Holes. Stephen Miles still your leader. They're real single file pretty much throughout the field, a little side by side with 963 of Greg Holes and the 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. That looks like supposed to be the 049 of Nick Weed. I wish these guys would get their numbers right on their car. It is so hard to, as a broadcaster, to get the names right and the numbers don't match up. Now it's Andrew Zonto right behind Nick Queen as the 9 of, I believe that is Dwayne Corbett to the outside with 14 of, actually it's supposed to be the 918 of Joey Katina out on that outside line. Now Dana Shepherd right behind Andrew Zonto. Then we got this group, which consists of Andrew Schroeder, Rick Seabrands, Mark Mann, Robert Hooligan, Doug Johnson, Thomas Lockwood. And then about 24 seconds behind them, the 929 of Nathan Ford. Dwayne Corbett is up here with this lead group, as well as Nick Wing, Dana Shepherd, Lynn McNeese, CJ Erdman back with this second pack. Greg Holmes is several laps down here, but he is with this team, as well as the 78 of Chris Jordan. Bubba Winningham, unfortunately, looks like he has taken his car behind the wall, as well as Dan Harrington. Oh, Dan is showing out on the track. I'm sorry. But Dan is 7 laps down. Scott Warren taking over the lead. Stephen Miles down on the inside. That is the 9 of Dwayne Corbett. Lap down, trying to get his lap back. He is going to go ahead and go up high, it looks like. Number 76 has got Warren in front of him. That's just slowing down that outside line. We got 19 viewers and 3 likes. Folks, if you haven't hit that like button, be sure you smash that like button for me also. If you're just tuning in and you're new to Maxspeedtv, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that bell icon, let you know every time we do go live. We're going to go ahead and run this through here. Stephen Miles in the first, Gabe Butler second, Everett Lane in third, Vicente Guerrero fourth, Ernie Williams in fifth. Scott Ward at 6th, Andrew Zonto 7th, Payson Lindsay at 8th, Joey Coutinho at 9th. Chris Sanchez rounding out your top 10. Anthony English falling back to 11th, Brandon Piper 12th, Andrew Stacy 13th, Adam Kilday 14th. Andrew Schroeder 15th, Rick Seabrands in 16th, Mark Mann 17th. Robert Hooligan in 18th, Doug Johnson in 19th. Mark Man blinking out. That's not like Mark to do. Mark looks like he might have had packet loss and disconnected. Nathan Ford currently in 21st. 22nd. He's 23rd. Nick Wing 24th. Dana Shepard 25th. CJ Erdman 26th. Greg Bowles in 27th. Chris Jordan 28th. Bubba Whittingham out of the race, and Dan Harrington, or Bubba Whittingham right now in 29th, out of the race. And Dan Harrington working to get laps back. He is in 30th. So it looks like Mark Man might have had packet loss. Mark, I know you're probably busy trying to get your stuff back. You have packet loss? Hey, Mark, got a copy there, buddy? Okay, well, we're not going to bother him. Unfortunately, that is... Man, that's bad. I hate that. Get rolling on here. We are lap 33 of 100. We are going to go ahead and step aside. How about a little bit of crank it up, folks? We will be right back. Looks like we had some green flag pit stops. Andrew Zonto down on pit road, as well as Schroeder, Johnson, Lockwood, and Seabrands. Nick Wing, CJ Erdman, Nathan Ford, Dwayne Corbett. It looks like Mark Man is back. We'll wait till he gets back up on the track, though. That puts him 4 laps down. We'll see if he will. See if he'll visit with us. Mark, Steve up in the booth. Got a copy there, bud?
Hey, what's up?
Looked like you had some internet issues there, buddy.
Disconnected on me all of a sudden. What a bummer.
Oh man, you were running well too. I mean, you were right there with that group trying to catch up to the lead pack.
I got into a pit road incident, man. Somebody just spun right in front of me, and I got into that wreck and came out way behind, and we were making up a little ground there for a minute, but I was hoping for a caution. We would have stayed on the lead lap, but had the internet issue. Now here I am, just running around by my lonesome, 4 laps down.
Well, you know, this is Saturday night, so you never know what's going to happen here, bud.
It's going to be a tall task to come back from 4 down, but you know, I'll stay in it. Hopefully my internet doesn't crash again.
Oh, man, I hate that for you. We tried to visit with you, but I figured when you didn't respond, I figured that's what happened is your internet.
Oh, okay.
You kind of blinked out on our side, and then you were just gone. So
gone. Oh, what a bummer.
It is. Well, brother, man, just have some fun out there like you always do.
I will, Brian.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Mark.
Later, Steven.
All right, so unfortunate for Mark getting that internet issue. But 929, Nathan Ford is in a Ford. Got that Ford Mustang GT, Monster Energy. Well, you know, we had guys running Ford bodies on Chevy Impalas, so, or Ford racing on Chevy Impalas, so it wouldn't be out of the question to see something like that. But looking back out here, guys, with Stephen Miles is your leader, Vicente Guerrero in the second, Dave Butler third, Ernie Williams sitting in fourth, Scott Warren fifth, Everett Lane sixth, and Joey Gattina sitting in a seventh. Then we go back here, Andrew Zonto, and that looks like the 43 of Dana Shepard running together. Rick Sanchez kind of by himself. Anthony English, Payson Lindsay, Brandon Viper all right here. And then Andrew Stacy and Adam Kilday trying to get caught up with this group. I would venture to say Anthony will try to catch up to Rick and get Rick in there with them guys. Push him back up to the front. We'll see what they do here. Anthony comes up and gives Rick a shot. Now Rick looks like he has some damage on that rear end. But he does get right behind him and pushes him up to the front. Let's see. About 12 seconds back, though, you have this group of Robert Hooligan, Daniel Harrington, Andrew Schroeder's, Doug Johnson, Thomas Lockwood, Rick Seabrands. It looks like they have a straggler with them as well. I believe that is the 094. Dwayne Corbett still down on pit road. Looks like Greg Hall's down on the inside line trying to stay out of people's way. Stephen Miles still out front. Vicente Guerrero right there in a second. Stephen and Vicente both up 18 spots. 091 of Ernie Williams Jr. drops down to Gabriel, comes back up in front of Scott Warren. Dana Shepard is still, I believe, a lap down, trying to get his lap back. He is the first car lap down, so if the caution does come out, he will get the lucky dog to get his lap back. So we'll see what happens here. But right now, though, looking back to the field, Mark Mann falling in with this group right behind Dana Shepard. But Dan Harrington's coming down pit road right now. Let's see, Santo. Yeah, so Rick Sanchez in this crew is about 5.5 seconds behind Andrew Santo. They are slowly making up some time. Looking at the last lap, Stephen Miles with a 48.63. Rick Sanchez with a 48.68. We are still green flag racing, almost halfway through the race. Been a really good race so far, guys. I'm really impressed. Of course, the green flag pit stops have spread the field out. That's kind of what happened on a Wednesday night as well. Of course, I did finish the race Wednesday night, but I was a lap down. So looking back here, as I'm told, Rick Sanchez 5.5 seconds behind with this group of Anthony English. That is Nick Wing going to the outside. That's Olympic Needs. Again, is a back down as well. Rick Sanchez in this group, kind of leading this group, so to speak. On the lead lap with Anthony English, Payson Lindsay, Brandon Piper, Andrew Stacy, Adam Kilday. Robert Hooligan, 16 seconds behind Adam, with Andrew Schroeder, Doug Johnson, Thomas Lockwood, and Rick Seabrands. Stephen Miles, Vicente Guerrero, Gabe Butler, Ernie Williams Jr. Now Gabe led quite a few laps, but Stephen Miles is out front right now. Out on our last lap. It's been out here about 10 laps. So we are getting to 11 laps. So about 5 or 6 more laps, we will be in the pit window. Not a lot to really call. Rick Seabrands, right, or Rick Sanchez, I should say, right on the bumper of the 84. Anthony English and Payson Lindsay kind of falling back. Payson Lindsay kind of falling back a little bit off of the bumper of Anthony English. That could be some of that wind that Gabe was talking about at the beginning of the race. We are still at a 14-mile-an-hour sustained wind here tonight at Daytona. So we'll see as we continue on. Looks like the average lap speed is somewhere around 185 miles an hour. A lot of patience by these guys. I'm not seeing a whole lot of aggressive movements. Pretty much single file throughout the field here. Back here with this group. Got to see Anthony peeking out one side and the other, kind of air going into that car to keep it cool. A little bit of a wiggle there by the 543 of Payson Lindsay. Robert Hooligan leading this group. I believe that is, yeah, it's the 094 CJ is a lap down as well. Andrew Schroeder, Doug Johnson, Rick Seabrands, Thomas Lockwood, Dana Shepard up here at Limit East with this second group. Nick Wing falling back to the end of that second group. Of course, CJ Erdman in 23rd with this group back here, as well as Chris Jordan. Nathan Ford is with this lead group right now. Greg Holes falling in with that second group. Mark Mann is up here with the first group as well. Dan Harrington is back out on the track by himself. We have lost Blaine Corbett and Bubba Winningham taking their cars behind the wall. Lap 48 of 100 as we come around to the try over here. We will start lap 49. shout out to our race sponsor, Stephen Luttrell. Looks like we got guys coming down pit road. That's Adam Kilday and Nick Wing down pit road. Just them two cars. Stephen Miles is still out front here. 15 laps in. Look, we're going to see if they're going to hit early, if they're going to try to stretch it out as much as they can. They're going to go ahead and take it another lap around. Come out here 16 laps. We should start seeing some more green flag pit stops here pretty soon, folks. We are winding this down. It's going by pretty quickly. We have completed 50 laps now in the books. Miles, Carroll, Butler, Williams, Warren, Lane, Gattina, Zonto, Sanchez, English for top 10. Robert Hooligan coming down pit road. I've seen smoke. I think he was just had his tires locked up. Then you have Lindsey, Piper, Stacy, Schroeder, Sebring, Johnson, Lockwood, Hooligan down on pit road. Kilday and Shepard. Here comes that lead group. Stephen Miles bringing it down the pit road. Cynthia Guerrero, Gabe Butler, Ernie Williams, Everett Lane, Joey Gattina, Andrew Zonto, Dana Shepard coming down with them, and Nathan Ford. So Scott Warren is going to be your leader right now. I think Scott's been out here 17 laps. Got Mark Mann right behind him. Mark just trying to get lap back. Now that has put him 3 laps down instead of 4. Oh, he is still 4 laps down. Now here comes Scott Warren and Mark Mann coming down pit road. Rick Sanchez, Andrew Mason, Brandon Piper, Andrew Stacy staying out. And then Greg Halls staying out with this group. Lynn, he's still out there too, but Lynn is Lynn is actually back on the lead lap now. Looks like Thomas Lockwood, CJ Durkin coming down pit road. Here comes this group. That's and get it shut down. Ooh, I don't know if he got it shut down in time or not. We're going to keep an eye on Ian here, as he is down to his pit box. Take a look, see how long he stays in. Right side's up. He is taking 4 tires. Oh no, looks like he got caught speeding coming down pit road. Unfortunate, but these other guys are coming down now. Schroeder, Johnson, Sebrands, Lockwood coming out. And Dan Harrington down pit road. Looks like Lynn did get... got caught with his hand in the proverbial cookie jar, so to speak. He got caught speeding down pit road. Payson, Lindsey, Brandon Pfeiffer, Andrew Stacy, all down pit road now. Andrew Schroeder still on pit road as well. And Greg Halls. But looks like Lynn is finally moving. Andrew Schroeder still down on pit road. Lynn is coming out on the track. Payson, Lindsey, Andrew Stacy, Ernie Williams Jr. though up to speed with Andrew Zonto. And there is the 14918 of Joey Gattina out here. 514 car. guys, I do apologize. I'm a little stuffed up. I had to, was out mowing today, and man, that dust just about killed me. Here comes Dana Shepherd. He just coming. Oh, I thought he was coming down pit road. Thomas Lockwood down pit road. I thought Dana was coming down, but I guess he stayed out. I don't know if he got pushed down to the apron or what it was. I wanted to visit with Lynn real quick. Got a lot of traffic right now. I'm gonna wait till he goes single file. That was something. Andrew Schroeder looked like he's coming out of pit road. He's down on the bottom. These guys trying to get around Andrew. Stephen Miles back as your leader. Back to 14 of Vicente Guerrero and the 091 of Ernie Williams Jr. No, I had to go out and mow today. There's a lot of dust. My eyes were all puffed up. Still kind of big dirt out of it from all the dust. It kind of last few days here in Oklahoma, or last week or so, zero rain, thank God. It's kind of slowed down a little bit, but things are starting to get dried out, so. Still not a lot going on. The field's kind of bunched back up a little bit. Get back here around Adam Kilday, about 8 seconds behind of this big group. Which is all the guys on the lead lap all the way up to Stephen Miles. Adam Kilday about almost 9 seconds back. Seabrand still on the lead lap, 17 seconds behind Adam. He does have Doug Johnson. And then Robert Hooligan back here. He is going around Chris Jordan right now. Rusty Smoke. Camera angle, but I'm not seeing anything out of the ordinary. He's in the outside of 918 of Joey Patina. As Lee McNeese kind of drops it back down. We are lap 59 in the books, folks. Are working on lap number 60. We'll get back to line. We will have 41 laps to go. Again, we are having a double broadcast tonight. I didn't think it was going to go with Josh and Jeremy Medlock, but they are over broadcasting with Maxspeedtv at the Victory X Financial Josh White Racing Experience over on YouTube and on Facebook. Check them out if you want to run a double stream. All right, Moose Pie, good night to you. Have a great night. Hope you have a great weekend. Let's go ahead. He's got a clear. Go ahead and bring him up. Man, I didn't mean to start anybody. I know your green flag trying to get your lap back, but kind of got your hand caught in that cookie jar there for a second.
More than once.
It looked like you couldn't get it shut down and kind of got caught speeding on pit entry. Is that what happened?
Well, it was the I hit the cone on the inside there and got the penalty.
The unsafe pit entrance.
Yeah, I got it 2 times there. I got it where they had that wreck that time before, and then got down here this last time just wasn't able to slow it down quick enough. Tires was a little too old to went in there as fast as I went in. So.
Well, unfortunately, you're still. Oh, we got a caution. I think I got one crash. I'm gonna let you go, Lynn.
No problem.
And,
anytime.
Yeah, you guys are still green flag. I guess it was a single car, so we're gonna try to go back and take a live rewind. But good luck, Lynn. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right, thanks, buddy.
All right. Well, I seen we had a crash here. Let's take a look here. That was Nick Wing and Dan Harrington. Oh, Nick Wing hard into that inside wall. I know we're still green flag racing. That was a 929, I'm sorry, of Nathan Ford. I'm going to back this up a little bit and look and see. We are on Nick Wing right there. Let's see what happened. Nick kind of come up, but the 929 coming down. Oh, Nick come back up and clipped the 929. Did he try to straighten him out? He straightens him out, but that sent Nick down in to that inside wall. So that puts Nick down on pit road. Go ahead and call it a night. He is down on pit road right now. No caution on that. 96 of Greg Hoyle's getting a little bit loose there. Scott Warren, your new leader. Brandon Pfeiffer to the outside with Mason Lindsay getting a run there on that outside line. Are they going to have enough to get both of them cleared? They do. We are back single file line. Great run by the 54 Brandon Pfeiffer and the 543 or the 99 of Mason Lindsay. Get them cleared to the front. Scott Warren in third. Andrew Stacy for Stephen Miles back to fifth. Vicente Guerrero in sixth. Artie Williams Jr. in seventh. So Tina right there in, well, he's got the run with Lynn McNeese right now. Trying to gain spots using that lap car to his advantage. Run up towards the front. I guess that's one way to use lap vehicles. Now there goes the 76 of Scott Warren going to the outside. But Joey Gattina trying to get Lynn McNeese. Wanting to push Lynn out to the front, but also gets him into position to take over the lead. Just not enough momentum as the 76 dives it down in front of that 849 car. Andrew Stacy. Now we're back to 2 cars to the outside. Lap 66 of 100 in the books. 96 and he's getting a little bit loose, especially hitting those bumps. We've been out 12 laps on this run, so let's see. Some guys on up front here have been out 14 laps. That is Scott Warren. Good battle up here for that lead. Brandon Pfeiffer, Payson Lindsay there on the inside. Lynn McNeese back down traffic on the outside with that Sim 500. Number 14 should be the 918 of Joey Gattina. I think Joey's been out here 16 laps, and he's probably about ready. 10 laps. I can't really see. I'll make that bigger somehow. Now Joey does drop down to the inside line in front of Stephen Miles. We should start seeing some green flag pit stops here pretty soon. You see Dana Shepard coming down pit road right now. Lee McNeese still stuck on that outside. Andrew Schroeder, though, like he's trying to make a move. Yeah, on the outside, he is a lap down. But the guy behind him, that is Rick Sanchez. Anthony English. Trying to get something going now. Schroeder right behind the 84 of Lee McNeese. Two lap down cars here, battling it out. Schroeder's 2 laps down, and I think is 3 laps down. Oh, Ernie Williams Jr., Joey Gattina, Stephen Miles, Vicente Guerrero, Gabe Butler, Everett Lane, Andrew Zonto all down pit lane. Oh, Stephen Miles sliding through his box. Thought the pit stop Steven wanted. Joey Gattina going to be the first of that group, or close to the first one of that group out of pit road, but looks like Gabe Butler will lead that group out with Andrew Zonto behind him. Ernie Williams Jr., Joey Gattina, Everett Lane, Stephen Miles, Vicente Guerrero. Adam Kilday got left out by himself. But Brandon Pfeiffer, though, your leader. Payson Lindsay in second. Andrew Stacy third. Rick Sanchez in a fourth. Anthony English right there in a fifth. So looks like we got more guys coming down pit road. Chris Jordan, Mark Mann, Scott Warden still down on a pit road as well. There goes Scott Ward, Mark Mann coming around Warren, Douglas Johnson, Rick Seabrands, Daniel Harrington coming down pit road, Chris Jordan coming off of pit road, Brandon Pfeiffer and crew, Lynn McNeese dropping down. Here comes Brandon Pfeiffer, Rick Sanchez, Anthony English, all coming down pit road now. That leaves Payson Lindsay, Andrew Stacy, 1, 2. 963 of Greg Holes. Now Greg is laps down. I say laps. Trying to look here how many laps down. Oh, we're going to have a caution, guys. That come out right there. These guys are going to have to not come down pit road. And then the 963 into the 99. Trying not to come down pit road. That was Craig Holes and Payson Lindsay. Well, that's going to bring out our first caution of the night, honestly. We're going to take a look here. Well, that's not the one we wanted. Let's see if it shows it. That's the same one. That's not the one we want. So we're just going to go ahead and do this live rewind here. The first incident is going to happen back here with Andrew Schroeder in the 849. That is 849 is going to be Andrew Stacy. So let's go ahead and back this up just a little bit more. So it looks like they are coming around Schroeder. Andrew looking to go, or Stacy looking to drop it down. And Andrew caught him on the right rear quarter, which brought out the initial caution. And I see other cars crashing in my event viewers, so I'm gonna take a look here. Right there, look like maybe a little bit of net code as well, but I think they would have made contact anyway. As we are back live, I was seeing, where is... This was the Adam Kilday. Adam down on the apron and stops. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there, folks. I guess they were waiting on the pace car. Huh. All right, well, that's going to bring us back live, though. Brandon Pfeiffer is going to be your leader. Anthony English in second. Scott Warren third, Rick Sanchez fourth, Stephen Miles in fifth, Joey Gattina in sixth, Vicente Guerrero seventh, Everett Lane in eighth, Gabe Butler in ninth, Andrew Stacy 10th, Ernie Williams Jr. in 11th, Andrew Zanto 12th, Adam Kilday in 13th, Payson Lindsay in 14th, Rick Seabrands 15th, Doug Johnson in 16th. Robert Hooligan down on pit road. Lynn McNeese coming off of pit road. Greg Hells down on pit road, as well as Mark Mann. Well, guys, it has been a great race. Now, I think they were just waiting on the pace car. Yeah. I do too, Bubba, man. I hate that your night ended so soon, but man, well, it has been an absolutely wonderful race. It kind of makes it a little boring to call because there's not a lot of action going on. So it's just kind of trying to find something to fill in the spots. But well, guys, while we are doing this, we got a second. We're going to go ahead and pay a bill, but I will be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
And just like that, Chevrolet green flag back out, folks. What a great timing there to give a shout out to our green flag sponsor, Chevyland.com. Of course, if you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, go to Chevyland.com. Take a look at their inventory. You can do everything online, from financing to browsing. Speak to a sales representative. They can even give you a call, talk to you on the phone. Go ahead, go to Chevyland.com, make a purchase. If you can't make it to Shreveport, Louisiana, they will deliver in the lower 48 states. Of course, just tell them Maxspeedtv sent you, and they will get you hooked up. So give a big shout out to Chevyland.com, Chevyland, Shreveport, Louisiana, and Mr. Bubba Whittingham for all he does. Of course, he is the general manager of Chevyland. Does a lot for them and for us here at Maxspeedtv, and of course for all the leagues that including Checkered Flag Motorsports. Great group of guys, and I'm gonna tell you, Bubba is the nicest guy, and I can't brag. I'm bragging on you, Bubba. I'm sorry, I can't help it. 25 laps to go here, folks. Give first caution came out of the night. Yeah, I mean, I have to agree, though. 82 laps of green flag pit stops. Man, it has just been a great night of racing. Clean racing, respectful racing from what I've seen. I just can't say that there's not anything going on, but we have lost several cars. Nick Wing is out. Of course, Bubba Whittingham out early as well. Down to 26 drivers after starting with 30. Relatively small field too, Bubba, compared to what we usually have on Saturday night. Scott Warren jumping out to the lead. Got the 54 Brandon Piper right behind him outside though. You got that noticeable and familiar 44 of Anthony. Of course, the 5 of Rick Sanchez. Rick Seabrand's unfortunately a lap down. Up towards the front, though, trying to get his lap back the hard way. Anthony English right there, trying to get pushed out to the front, get clear of the 76. I think if Anthony gets clear, he will drop down to that inside line. And he does. Just talking about what he can do. That's going to slow up the 5 and the 4 a little bit. We got far up by the wall. I'm not sure if that was Ernie Williams Jr., I think. He just falling back towards the back. Now we are back side by side racing here, guys. It is 22 to go. Sanchez battling it out here for the lead. That's Rick on the outside in the familiar 5 Flames car. Sponsor. He does drop it down to the inside line in front of him. Comes up a little high on TC Brands. Great job by these guys not to get into each other. It looks like he is backed into a small tree. Come to the line. We will be at 21 to go here at the line. We are winding it down. Excuse me, I got to my allergies killing me. Rick Sanchez for later. Andrew Zanto there in the second. Anthony English in the third. Scott Randy Piper in the fifth. Mason Lindsay. Stephen Miles now swapping places. He is in seventh. Joey Katina in eighth. Vicente Guerrero in ninth. Late round back to top 10. looks like, let me see if I is a lap down. Dana Shepherd a lap down. Doug Johnson a lap down. Robert Hooligan a lap down. Lee McNeese a lap down. CJ Erdman 2 laps down. Andrew Schroeder 2 laps down. Nathan Ford 3 laps down. Greg Bowles 3 laps down. Chris Gordon 3 laps down. Mark Mansfield 4 laps down. Dan Harrington looks like he is 8 laps down. He's 9 laps down. Unfortunately, Nick Wing, Thomas Lockwood, Wayne Corbin, and Bubba Whittingham are done for tonight. Andrew Schroeder has the lead. 82 and the 43 of Dana Shepherd. They are dropping it down to the inside line. Now they are back on. I'm sorry, they are still a lap down. No, Shepherd's back on the lap. He is not in the clear. Let's get around him. He will go back a lap down. It's Payson Lindsay, the leader, that comes around. Ooh, a little bit of wiggle there by Lindsay. He has the old 94 CJ Urban right on his tail. The 963 or the 96 of Greg Bowles right there as well. CJ Urban is 2 laps down. Bubba, did you not you already didn't want to use your fast repair, or I mean, I know it was early in the race, and I know we don't want to use it. We get going here. Scott Warren has taken over the lead. We got a lot of back traffic up in the front of the field. Of course, they're trying to get their laps back, so they're going to race as hard as they can to get their laps back. I got you. Well, I hate it, brother. Well, we do have Checkered Flag Motorsports tomorrow night. I believe this will be the first race round of 4, top 4 that will be racing tomorrow night for the Checkered Flag Motorsports Speedway Monkeys in the trucks at Atlanta. So that's going to be a great race round of 4. So tune in tomorrow night right here on Maxspeedtv, 7:45 Central, 8:45 Eastern. When we will go live back out on the track. Here we go. There goes some of those guys. Rick Sanchez, Anthony English, Adam Kilday, all down pit road. Of course, they were talking about the pit entrances. You know, with the new tire models for these cars, they get hot. They get hard to slow down. As you can see, Rick sliding into his pit box. Had to back up just a little bit, maybe up a little too far. Going to get right side tires only and fuel. So, oh, we're going to have a caution right there. Let's take a look here and see what happened. I think this was I can go back on my event here because we were on Rick. I'm pretty sure it's going to be right in this area. Oh, right there. That's the 76 of Scott Warren. It looks like a bad push on Andrew Schroeder. He taps Andrew. And that just got Andrew loose. That sent Andrew up into the wall and back down. That collected Scott Warren, Rick Sebrands, CJ Erdman, Greg Holes. Payson Lindsay. Zonto going down into the grass. Stephen Miles trying to avoid it. Dan Harrington gets a piece of it. And somehow these other guys made it through. Well, that brings out our second caution of the night, folks. Really not a bad night of racing. All in all, this is our second caution of the night. We're going to step aside for just a second, but we will be right back.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge, scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.
As we are back with 13 laps to go. Well, let's see what he has to say. We'll bring him up here real quick. Well, apparently Zonto wanted to be interviewed, so we bring him up to the booth. Zonto, what are you up to, buddy?
Oh, just doing a damn good race. I executed all my pit stops perfectly. I fell off the lead by about like 2-3 seconds, was able to catch back up, and right now it's just a perfect race.
Man, it's been a great race. I mean, we've had, you know, a long green flag runs. Only our second caution of the night is the lights on the pace car do go out. You guys are fixing to come out of turns 1 and 2, but man, well, of course, you know, this is not a big a field as we normally have on Saturday nights either.
Nah, I think it's more like, you know, summer vacation, everybody wants to go out, you know, have a good night out, maybe on vacation as well, so 30 cars is a good typical field for us, and it's always full of fun racing.
Well, from the looks of it, guys are being pretty patient, waiting for their moments, not really forcing a whole lot. But with 12 laps to go, that could change here in the next few laps.
Yeah, and when we're getting closer to the end, there are a lot of cars to lap down, so there's definitely going to be a battle for the lucky dog, avoiding the wreck for that lucky dog and anybody who's a lap down. You're going to have people aggressive. You're going to have people chill back. Sadly, I'm on the lead lap, so I got to go aggressive. I got to go get that win.
Yeah, winding up to the regular season with Andrew. You guys are fixing to go back green. I'm going to let you go, buddy. Good luck, and hopefully we'll see you towards the end.
See ya towards the end, man.
All right, here we go, folks. Pace car will dive off down to pit road into that restart zone. The Chevy Lane green flag back out once again. Here we go. A little bit late this time. Car back green. Anthony English, your leader right now. Adam Kilday in a second. Rick Sanchez third. Scott Warren in a fourth. Joey Gattina fifth. Payson Lindsay in sixth. Steven Miles 7th. Up 8th. Vicente Guerrero right now in ninth. But we've got a good battle out front here, though, with Adam Kilday, Rick Sanchez on the inside. With the 14 of the Sim 500, 918 of Joey Gattina right there as well. But Adam Kilday not going to make it easy on Anthony English on the outside with the 76 of Scott Warren, the 99 of Mason Lindsay, and the 8 of Steven Miles. We come back through the tri-oval. We will be 10 to go at the line. Here we go. As you used to say, this is the final countdown. First car a lap down. Wanting another caution to get that lap back, but we'll see what happens. Charles Sanchez out there. Rooting on Rick, of course. Rick out here in the third right now. Behind Anthony English. We'll see what they do. 10 to go. It's going to be anybody's race at this point. Adam Kilday to the outside with 76 Scott Warren. Trying to make that outside line a little faster. Again, we are still, I think we still got pretty high winds out there. 14 mile an hour sustained. So yeah, that wind is playing a big part of this as we are 9 laps to go now. Adam Kilday edging out to the front, but not going to just give it to him. He is down on the inside line. I think Rick Sanchez is trying to get up to the bumper. There may be a little bit of a bubble there. Sanchez, that was a little bit close. With the 9.8 supposed to be a Joey Gattina right on the bumper of Sanchez. The Adam Kilday trying to avoid that big bump on the bottom line. You can kind of see him coming up kind of mid 1 and 2 lane there on turns 3 and 4. Adam Kilday edges out for a lap lead here. He edges out Anthony English. Anthony's still down on that inside of Sanchez. 8 to go, folks. We are getting close. Who's it going to be? They come down the back straightaway, though. Anthony English getting pushed out to a good lead out to the front. Adam Kilday in the run there, coming into turns 3 and 4. A little bit of side drafting going on there off of the 5. But Anthony English with a good lead right now. But here comes the run to the outside of Adam Kilday. Adam going to clear and not going to drop it down in front of English. I thought he was going to drop it down there, but he did not. 7 laps to go. Again, big shout out to Stephen Luttrell out there. Sponsored tonight's race, the Washington 350. I know why he named it that, because this 08 Daytona, bumpy road Daytona across the Washington. I have to agree with you guys. I think Sanchez is due. He's had several races where he's finished on the podium. Had several races where he was out front. Something happened, but I think he's got a good shot here as we see. That looks like C.J. Erdman maybe coming off of pit road. So they're going to have a car in front of them. Adam Kilday falling back a little bit. Sanchez down on the inside line with the 14 or the 7500. It's supposed to be the 918. CJ does a great job getting down to the apron, letting everybody just go by, not interfering, trying to cause anything with the leaders. So hats off to you, CJ. I know you're probably listening, but hats off to you, buddy. Good job. Side by side, back through the field here, guys. We're kind of staying up here on the front because that's where everybody's on this big grid. This is where all the action is. Anthony English, Rick Sanchez, down on the bottom line, Adam Kilday, and the 76 of Scott Warren on the outside. Again, that second lane gets momentum, gets the run on the straightaways, loses a little bit of momentum going into the turn, but coming out of the turn, they really gain momentum back. Get that run off of the corners. You can see now Adam Kilday almost Anthony. And door. Adam does lead another lap. Yeah, it is, Charles, but again, like I said, the second lane loses a little bit going into the corner, starts picking it back up mid-corner, and really gets a run off of the corner. Coming out with 4 laps to go, we are winding this down. Adam Kilday get his 5th win of the season. We're 3 wide. Stephen Miles to the outside. Vicente Guerrero, Andrew Zonto on that 3rd lane. A little bit of a bump there and through the wall by Zonto and Guerrero. But that outside line is really trying to get going. We are 3 wide. Gabe Butler out there as well as 24 of Everett Lane. 3 laps to go. We knew this was going to happen as we get winding down 3 wide, 4 rows deep. Gabe Butler. Now, that, again, there is not a smooth lane on this track. Three laps to go. These guys have got to make it through. Get to the white flag. Oh, big hit there. But great save by Gabe Butler. Gabe gets doored somehow. Starts to get loose. Ends up saving it. Great job by Gabe. Well, that leaves Stephen Miles kind of out there by himself. Down there goes the 76 of Scott Warren. Out to that 3rd line, 2 laps to go. Ooh, another Zonto getting loose. Another great save there. And for you guys that don't know, Zonto does run with the controller. So what a save by Andrew Zonto. 99 of Payson Lindsay, dropping it down to the inside. Adam thought about blocking. Now we're getting loose again up at the top. Stephen Miles taking that shot through the middle behind Adam Kilday. 2 laps to go. We are coming down. Ugh. And we're wrecking, folks. Is the caution going to come out before? No. This is it. Payson Lindsay, your leader. Adam Kilday, or Anthony, second. Adam Kilday, 3rd. Stephen Miles, 4th. Rick Sanchez falling back to 5th. Payson Lindsay is making that car 3 lanes wide. Anthony English right on the bumper. Oh, big block there by the 99 of Payson Lindsay on Adam Kilday. We got lap traffic, the 96, or should be the 963. Oh, Sanchez gets caught up. Payson Lindsay throwing blocks. Payson Lindsay going to take the checker. Stephen Miles in 2nd. As Scott Warren in 3rd. Let's go back and take a live rewind on this. You can see, he was doing everything he can to stay out to the front, just hard racing, throwing some blocks. let's go to a far chase here as we catch this. You see Pace and Lindsay out to the front out there. We are on board with Scott Warren right now, or chasing on Scott Warren. See Pace and Lindsay kind of throwing a block there on the 44. The 44 gives him a shove, looks to go outside. And Pace and Lindsay just moves up. Now Anthony looking to the bottom, but Payson is making that car wide as he can. Well, that gets Anthony and Sanchez loose. They go down to the apron, come back up. Sanchez up into the 85. Adam Kilday sideways, or Anthony English sideways. Stephen Miles comes down on the 43. Unfortunately, that took the momentum away from Anthony English. As these two cars of Stephen Miles and Scott Warren get by Pace and Lindsay with the win. Stephen Miles second, Scott Warren in a third. So we're going to get our top three up here for our post-race interview. Well, hang tight, folks. We will be right back. All right, folks, we are back. We do not have Scott Warren in Discord, so big shout out to Scott Warren for the P3 spot. And we will get to our second place winner here, Mr. Stephen Miles, in just a second. Let me get this off, so we'll bring Stephen up here into the booth. Well, Stephen, buddy, let me get that off of there. You know, you were just in the right spot at the right time. That little mishap there at the end got Anthony momentum taken away from him, but you were able to roll up to that P2 spot. Oh, hang on, Stephen. We're going to send you back down there. Looks like Scott is down in the podium. We'll get to talk to him real quick.
Okay.
Well, there's Mr. Scott. Scott, we had already gave you a shout out, but buddy, we're going to get back on you here real quick. We were talking to Stephen Miles, and man, that last little incident got the momentum away from Anthony English. You and Stephen was able to kind of get hooked up there to get by him. Man, let's walk us through that last lap coming out of turn number 4, man. What were you seeing, and what was you kind of feeling there, buddy?
Hey, yeah, and I did hear the shout out. Appreciate the shout out. I was trying to figure out my technology. You know how it goes.
That's kind of hard on us old guys, man.
Man, yeah, and I feel, you know what? And I feel a lot less like an old guy in this league, which is nice. No offense, fellas. No offense. Yeah, so I knew what I was predicting on the last lap, and frankly, it held together a lot longer than I thought it was gonna. So, for the 4 or 5 laps before that, I was really timing out what the drop back was going to be. I don't run the Xfinity very much, but I do love the 08 track. I don't know why, but I happen to run best here for whatever reason, the Superspeedway stuff. So, I knew we had a chance. Being up there at the end, I felt really bad. The off-center bump, I think, caused that second last caution. But there we were, ran a real nice, clean race this week, stayed out of trouble. And all you got to do, my friend, as you know, you've seen enough of these, you just got to be there at the end, top 6-ish. Frankly, I was really surprised the guys made a move up to the third line that quick. And we hadn't done it all night, so didn't know what to expect. But I was really pleasantly surprised at how clean that stayed while we were 3, and it gave me some more options than I thought I had. So yeah, when it all went off, I wasn't surprised, but it was nice to see that smoke clear, and I cold trickled that thing.
Well, again, we were talking about that. We only had 2 cautions for the whole night, which is amazing for a Saturday night because a lot of times we got a larger field than this too. But a 30-car field, usually you don't have as many cautions. But early in the race, everybody seemed to be kind of settled down and just being real patient tonight.
Yeah, we did a lot of hypnotizing there mid-track. So shout out to your team keeping it interesting every week, which we know you're excellent at. So yeah, clicked off a lot of laps, and I think I was hearing a lot of conversation about pitting strategies. I heard a little bit about going early and things like that, but frankly, the whole time I was kind of just ducking behind and seeing how much I could lay off guys and stay in the draft. Super important. And the other thing was making those choices in pit lane. Are we going to take lefts, rights? Are we going to go with nothing? And for most of the race, we made no changes until I absolutely had to. I got dropped coming into one of the final green flag stops, and I thought for sure I was going to lose the lead pack. And so I clicked off, and I barely skated around that apron. I ended up picking up Mark Mann, and that was just enough of a draft for that outlap to keep me up in that front pack. And I was feeling pretty good at that point. But yeah, to go that long for 70, I think we went 71 clean, fella. Dude, I've done enough of these over the years to know that's no small feat, and really proud to be a part of it and race with a lot of these fellas who I've been racing with for the better part of 10 years off and on.
Well, honestly, I think we went almost 82 green flag laps before we got our first caution.
Oh, it was 82.
Yeah.
I thought it was outstanding.
So, great run. I mean, you were up front. You started up there in P2. You just dropped the spot to finish the race. But awesome job, Scott. Man, it was it kind of makes for a long broadcast because you're just kind of going through the field trying to find something. Yeah. But, all in all, though, it was a great race. We loved being out here with you guys, especially up here in the booth. I wish I was out there racing, but, somebody's got to do this job too. But, man, I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give before you go celebrate?
Well, you guys have been doing this for a long time. I've been on and off MaxSpeedtv for the better part of the last 10 years myself. So thank you for doing what you do. Thank you to the guys, Anthony and everybody else running the league. I'm just looking at the admins. We're looking at Mark Mann, Zach Fritsch is up there, Alex Green, all the traditional usual suspects, my good buddy Dan Harrington, Rick Seabrands, Mark Mann, and a lot of the fellas that used to run this league. Shout out. It's nice to be back. And obviously shout out to my band, Fresh Kills. That's my paint scheme. And the number 76 Ford Mustang looked pretty good up front there tonight. Hopefully you'll see me up there a little more often.
All right, brother. We'll go celebrate. And we will catch you hopefully next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, buddy. All right. Well, that is going to bring us back again, I should say, to our P2 winner here tonight, Stephen Miles. Man, what a great run. Dude, you started back in 19th. You were up 17 spots to P2. Again, I want to walk through that last little lap there. I know we were fixing to talk about it, and Scott come up into the booth. But, man, what a finish. Walk me through what you were seeing on that out of turn number 4.
Right there at the end?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I was out of shape or not trying to save the car at that time, but out of 4, I seen block thrown, made people check up on the bottom, and I seen Rick Sanchez get hooked to the wall, and I knew I was already middle, so I kind of used up the car below me to try to miss it, and once we got past that, I had the momentum to get to second, man. It was really tunnel vision out of turn 4.
Well, just out of curiosity, I know that took a lot of momentum off of Anthony. do you, and you with Scott being right there with you, you guys were still kind of in the draft and keeping that momentum. Do you think that without him that you had enough to get around Anthony? Did he lose that much momentum?
Yeah, he lost that much momentum. If we had probably 100 more yards, I probably would have been able to get to the side of the leader. I don't know if I probably would have won, but we would have had a fighting chance. But yeah, out of turn 4, I seen Anthony dropping like a rock, but I know, he was trying to avoid the wreck or avoid completely spitting out. So yeah, he lost all his momentum.
Well, let's talk a little bit about pit stops tonight. I mean, we had a lot of green flag pit stops tonight compared to what we're used to. We know with the tire models on these cars after that last update, they don't break too well with hot tires. We noticed there was several guys that got caught up, with speeding or unsafe pit entrance penalties. Was you having any issues, or was you able to kind of control your braking coming into pit road?
Yeah, shout out to those guys, man. We had a 71 lap green flag run, and that's kind of unheard of around here. So I mean, it was good racing. But yeah, getting to that first green flag pit stop, that's when it really kind of get people settled into their strategy if they're gonna try to conserve fuel or um, save tires or whatever like that. But us, we was just trying to go forward. We wasn't saving. We was leading all the laps, dominating, and we took left sides every pit stop until lap 50. Then we took right, and then we lost track position by doing that, by just switching over, just taking some rights because it was kind of wearing out. And right there, I mean, I was having too good of a pit stop. I had to sometimes check up out of 1 and 2 for the pack because I didn't want to get freight trained. But most of these guys, man, when it gets some green flag pit stops, they separate them from the rest. And you kind of seen that tonight with what group we had. Everybody was being patient and try to make it to the end with their strategy or whatnot. And us, me and Vince, I mean, we was on point. I probably slid through my pit box one time because somebody drove through me and I couldn't really see my pit box sign. But other than that, it was flawless pit stops for our team tonight.
Yeah, that we did see that, and we actually had 82 green flag laps before we had our first caution. So
Okay.
it was still all in all, though. What a night! What a great night! Now we were talking a little bit about tires at the beginning of the race. How was of course '08 Daytona? We know is a different type of racing surface. It's an older racing surface. Was you seeing quite a bit of tire wear out here tonight on this track?
Yeah, I say about 30 some laps. It hit about 92%. Even when I was leading, I wasn't trying to stay on the very bottom because it bottoms the car out, upsets it, and you have to use more right front. So I was kind of giving it a lane and a half to the person behind me so they get clean there, and I could be able to save my right front because I knew I loved taking left sides. But man, right there at the end, those last 10 laps, 'cause I know that wreck I got caught up in, they had to use my fast repair, even though I was up front. Uh, Gabe and well not Gabe, Adam Kildare and Anthony, man, they had it stowed up. They had both lanes covered and knew me and Vince were gonna have to make some work, and I wish we could have made the third work, but you know how it go, bumpy Daytona, it gets sketchy up there sometimes.
Well, I always told people that you show me a smooth line at Bumpy Daytona, I'll give you $100, and I don't think there's a smooth line anywhere here. Well, Stephen, buddy, brother, awesome job tonight. Great P2 finish for you. Good points nights for you. I mean, you're still going to be right up there. I believe we're still looking for your first win of the season, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm not worried about it, man. I'm not trying to win the regular season championship again. I feel like that's been a curse for me, man. Every time I win it, I don't win the big championship. So I'm gonna let Gabe have it, try to change my mojo, and let that first win come in the playoffs.
There you go. Awesome job, Stephen. I'm going to go turn the mic over to you, my brother. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, things you want to give?
Man, I appreciate you, man. Big shout out to you, man, for doing what you do every day for this channel, man, and for this league and the great broadcasts you put on. Shout out to you, Maxspeedtv, Anthony, and them for putting on this amazing league and keeping everybody in check. Um, Shout out to the fans that's watching, my mom, my dad, my girl, everybody that support me, my teammate Vince. Shout out to the Guerrero family, Vince family out there in Arizona. I know they're watching. Team Guerrero over here, and man, that'll be it really. Most of all, Jesus Christ, man, for waking us up in the morning, let us wreck cars late at night.
There you go. All right, Steve. Well, awesome job, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and let you disconnect, do whatever you got to do. Congratulations on your P2, brother. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, brother. All right, well, folks, that is going to bring us to our winner tonight. His first win on the season. Let me get him up to the broadcast booth. Payson Lindsay, man, we got to talk about that last lap. You got pushed out to the front there, buddy, and man, you was making that car as wide as a track, trying to fight off some of the big names here in OP. And you did it somehow. You were able to stay out front and got the victory tonight, buddy. Congratulations. Let's walk me through that last lap. What was your intentions? What was you trying to do out there?
Yeah, I didn't really think I had the win there when the 85 got to my outside. All those blocks, I was just trying to make sure no one could get to my right rear because I knew if someone got to my outside and they had help, it was probably over for me. Didn't really have the speed to stay up front all day, but eventually after that first yellow with some people coming to pit road, we ended up just getting that track position, and we were able to stay up front for the rest of the race.
Let's talk a little bit about the race tonight. We went 82 laps without a caution. Looked like everybody kind of settled into where they was at, being really patient, waiting for their opportunity to make a good move, and it paid off for everybody tonight.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised we went most of the race green. I thought it was going to go green the whole way there. We kind of lost the draft there, I believe, like lap 50, lap 40, because we went a little bit longer with the fuel, and we just didn't have that big of a pack to get a good lap time, and we stayed out an extra few laps. But eventually when we got that caution, we got caught back up and just worked our way to the front after that.
Well, let's talk a little bit about your pit stops and your tire wear. We talked to the other guys, we were talking about the pit stops. The inner pit lane was a little bit treacherous for some guys. We did have a couple little incidents right there coming onto pit road. These hot tires and these cars, if you come in and brake late, you're going to have a hard time slowing these things down. Was you having any issues coming into pit road that way?
Yeah, I did lock it up quite a few times there coming into pit road. Other people were definitely sending it way farther than me, but I knew last week I got like 3 speeding penalties, so I was just trying not to have a repeat of last week, and I didn't get a single speeding penalty. So I'd say we did our job there on pit road. It was pretty good getting in and out of my box too. Didn't miss my box at all, so it was really good execution there on pit road.
Well, man, all in all, though, great race. Your first win, I believe, here in OP as well. I believe you are still in a good enough point standings to make it into the playoffs now, especially with this win. You're locked into the first round of the playoffs. That's got, again, being a driver myself, I know having that win relieves a lot of pressure off of you before trying to get into the playoffs now.
Yeah, definitely we needed that win tonight. I believe we were 40 points below the cut line in P22. We've just had a lot of rough days. We run up front a lot, but we get taken out late, or again, speed on pit road like we did last week and get trapped a lap down. So just to have a nice solid race where we could contend, I think that's all we needed to make the playoffs.
Well, of course, you were running up there with one of your teammates, Brandon, as well. You guys working well together. He was pushing you, and I think you was pushing him there for a little while. He ended up with a top 10 finish as well. So awesome job by you guys tonight. And again, it makes for a long broadcast for especially when there's not a lot of action to call. The groups did get kind of separated with the green flag pit stops and everything, but can't take away from your victory tonight, Payson. Awesome job, buddy. Going to turn the mic over to you. Any final thoughts, shout-outs, thanks you want to give where you'll celebrate?
Yeah, thank you to all my teammates, Brandon Pfeiffer, Andrew Stacy, Greg Holes, and CJ Erdman. CJ is actually pretty much the reason I won this race. He helped me get up to the front there and helped me a little bit get into pit road when I ran out of fuel. So definitely this Questionable Motorsports team is a really good team to be on. Teamwork is really good in this league because, super speedways, and I couldn't have done it without them. I'd like to shout out some of my sponsors, CommScope, Freeway Insurance, and Coca-Cola. Hopefully we can get these guys into victory lane again.
All right, brother, we'll go celebrate. You should be locked in if you were in the top 24 and got the win, so that gets you locked in to the playoffs, at least for the first round. Of course, we got one more regular season race. Still need a good finish next week to stay in the top 24, but awesome job, Payson. Congratulations. But go celebrate, buddy, and we will see you next week, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. See you next week.
All right. Well, that's going to end our race here tonight, folks. We will get to our results here on MaxSpeedtv. Of course, OP Buttkicker Unlimited Series. Tonight's race, again, sponsored by Mr. Stephen Luttrell, who's still out there. Man, Stephen, I appreciate the compliment. I try to do the best I can, especially when there's not a whole lot of action. But, man, but what a night tonight. 82 green flag laps before we had our first caution. But Payson Lindsay, your winner tonight here. Stephen Miles in at second. Scott Warren third. Gabe Butler started on pole, finishing fourth. Anthony English in fifth. Everett Lane sixth. Adam Kilday seventh. Vicente Guerrero in eighth. Joey Gattina in ninth. Brandon Pfeiffer 10th. Andrew Zonto in 11th. Rick Sanchez 12th. Lynn McNeese 13th. Andrew Stacy in 14th. Ernie Williams Jr. in 15th. Dana Shepard 16th. Doug Johnson 17th. Robert Hooligan in 18th. Rick Seabrands in 19th. Andrew Schroeder 20th. CJ Urban 21st. Greg Holes in 22nd. Chris Jordan in 23rd. Mark Mann 24th. Nathan Ford 25th. Dan Harrington 26th. Nick Wing in 27th. Thomas Lockwood in 28th. Dwayne Corbett 29th. And Bubba Winningham rounding out your 30-card field. Well, guys, appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Appreciate all of our viewers out there. Again, we appreciate every single person that tuned in tonight. Steve Hoppett, Stephen Luttrell, our race sponsor, Charles Sanchez, Bubba Winningham, of course, Andrew Zonto begging to be interviewed. So we brought Andrew up here, Moose Pie, Hans Greedo, which we all know who that is. I'm not going to say it anymore, but we all know who that is. Ginger Parent, Daniel Parent. Looked like we had Daniel out there as well. Mike Taldo tuning in, watching from work. Let's see, am I missing any? Brendan Kennedy out there as well. So, of course, Rick Sanchez, first one to post something in our chat. But that's going to do it for us tonight here for the OP Racing Buttkicker Unlimited Series. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Checker Flag Motorsports, the final round of the playoffs, the round of 4, starting tomorrow night, 8:45 Eastern, 7:45 Central, right here on MaxSpeedtv. Until then, folks, please have a great weekend. Have a good night. Stay safe, and we will see you tomorrow night.
Sizzling summer savings are yours for the taking at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Save now before the price adjustments kick in. Get up to $9,000 off MSRP on select new Silverado models or incredible 0% financing on select new Chevrolet vehicles. And the Chevyland Advantage, 12 months, no charge scheduled maintenance. Get the best deals at North Louisiana's #1 dealer, Chevyland. Your Silverado headquarters. Online at Chevyland.com.